Hey guys, it's Big Soprano. For my last video while playing Super Mario Odyssey, I thought I'd do a tier list slash top 10, and I thought I'd make it about mental health since my content typically revolves around my mental health. And I thought I'd tell you the top 10 best and worst mental health advice that I've heard, I've thought of, or I've taken. So it's gonna start from worst to best. It's still a top 10, but it's sort of like a tier list. So maybe like the first half or so isn't it really good advice, but the latter half is advice that worked for me. I this tier list is about things that I've been told that worked for me and didn't work for me. Okay, so let's start with it. So the first one is have you ever been like talking about your frustrations with life or something going on and you're really down and someone just tells you just go to the gym, bro? Like that's the last thing you want to hear. Like, not everyone wants to do this whole winter arc, and the people who are like just go to the gym, they're like they probably take that winter arc shit seriously instead of just a stupid brain rot meme, But like, realistically, I'm sure this piece of advice doesn't mean any harm. It is true that exercise can help with mental health because you're keeping yourself busy and you feel good afterwards and stuff like that. But I just hate getting told just go to the gym when I'm trying to find out other solutions for my mental health. So I think it's really annoying when someone tells me just go to the gym when I'm talking about like I'm venting or stuff like that, or I don't like my life or stuff like that. The last thing I want to hear is just go to the gym. Okay? And simply gym bros that give that advice. Like I'm sorry, I don't want to dedicate my entire life to lifting weights, and I'm not anti gym at all. I definitely should hit the gym, but I just don't want to hear that type of advice when I'm talking about something serious. Next is one that I thought of myself. So if someone, well, this one only kind of like doesn't work for me, and I'll explain why. So if anyone tells you go to the psych ward, be cautious, okay? Because like, there's a few points in my life where I genuinely needed the help. I have a history of mental health, and I genuinely needed some help at some points in my life. And the psych ward was able to help me quite a few times. But the psych ward fucking sucks, man. You don't want to go there. You really don't. Like, there's other ways to find help. The psych ward fucking sucks. And to get in the psych ward, you have to do something stupid or freak someone out. I don't know. Something like that. And the psych ward just fucking sucks. I don't like the people. I don't like the nurses. I don't like anything about the psych ward. I personally think the psych ward is fucking shit. But that's just my experience. Maybe it's good advice to go to the psych ward. Now, so far, these just kind of seem like my personal frustrations. Like, specific advice that I personally don't like I'm trying to, shut people up or anything like that. And I just want to say I don't get offended by any of the stuff on this list. I just don't like that advice. It doesn't work for me, at least. Okay, so the next one is get a job. Okay, this is the last personal one. So I feel like I'm too mentally ill for a job. I feel like my anxiety is too bad for a job, and I'm not lazy. I'm just unmotivated. I don't have motivation to even get out of bed. So why would I have motivation to go to work a 40-hour week? And yeah, you could just work part-time. I'm sure I could benefit from part-time. but it depends on the work. I don't know. I feel like the work environment's not for me. I've had too many bad experiences with jobs, and I personally am not a fan. Okay, so that's the last of the personal ones. So the next one is try not to think about it. Well, it's hard to try not to think about something that's going on in your mind that's negative. You kind of just have to keep yourself busy. Like, sure, you could try not to think about it, but really, if you try not to think about things, like if you're having intrusive thoughts or whatever, they just come back harder. So if you have intrusive thoughts, if you try not to think about it, your intrusive thoughts will hit harder than they ever had, and that advice does not work, at least for me personally. So what my advice is to try to keep your mind busy. It's fine to think about it. I guess try not to. I don't know. I'm not good at advice. I don't know if trying not to think about it is that good. I think it's better to accept those thoughts and keep your mind busy by actually doing something instead of like rotting in bed like I do, for example. And the next one is delete social media. So social media, it's a gift and a curse. Like, you could be obsessed with likes, but then you could have the best friends you've ever had, you know? Like, social media, like, when it's an addiction, I'd say it's bad enough to delete, but I feel like social media does more good than harm. Like, I deleted my main Instagram of like 5 years 2 years ago, and I've regretted that ever since. I miss connecting with those friends that I don't even remember to follow. I really regret deleting that Instagram, you know, and it's not because of the likes and the follows. It's about the connections, you know, and I was connected to a bunch of cool people, but now I'm not, and I don't even remember I don't remember like their names or stuff like that. So now we're out of the bottom tier. We're out of the bottom tier, and now we're in B tier. So this is the stuff that kind of works, you know, it works better than the previous ones. So this one is go for a walk. Yeah, it's probably annoying to be told to go for a walk, but trust me, even like a short walk, it does help at least a little bit. And if you're having a crisis, it's better to do anything you can to feel at least a little better, you know? And what I do is I go for a short walk, smoke a cigarette during that time, and then I come back and I feel a little better just because I've been outside, tried to keep my mind busy and stuff like that. So the next, we're in the A tier. So do what makes you happy. Now this is some good advice, but it's really hard to find what makes you happy, you know? Like, I've been living at the same place for like a year now, and not once did I think to create a YouTube channel until halfway through the year. So it takes a lot of time or a lot of effort to find what makes you happy, but once you do find what makes you happy, it makes you happy. The next is a similar one. It's find a hobby. You know, like me, for example, I make my YouTube videos during, like, at nighttime, just to keep myself busy and then go to sleep after that. You know, it's all about keeping yourself busy, finding things you're interested in, and stuff like that. I personally think this is great advice. So the next advice that's like S tier is practice a routine. Like, brush your teeth. You know, even eating is a part of your routine, but like, you know, eating, brushing your teeth. For some reason I added drink an energy drink, maybe like after I brush my teeth or something like that. But when it's so I don't stay in bed all day, I drink an energy drink so then because like my meds make me real fucking drowsy in the morning, and an energy drink helps me stay up and get off my fucking ass and do something. And even doing something on the computer is completely fine, at least in my book. I don't know I don't know the deadly effects of the computer, but for me it works. So what works, so it works. So last is the best piece of advice. This is the best advice. So don't come to me for mental health advice. Seek professional help. I feel like there's nothing wrong with seeking professional help. And even if you get a bad therapist or psychiatrist or something like that, you can always just move on. And while that may be hard, the next one could be better, and you could complain about the previous one to your new therapist so they're aware. But for me, talking about my problems with a therapist has really helped me, because I told my therapist about stuff like my intrusive thoughts, and we both went to see my psychiatrist, and he told them what's going on, and I was prescribed medication that actually has made my mind clear for the first time in like 5 years, free of intrusive thoughts. Like, I still have intrusive thoughts, but I don't care about them anymore. Like, I'm not like, oh, how does this reflect on me? Oh, fuck, I just thought of a bad thing, you know? Like, I don't do that anymore, probably because of the medication. And seeking professional help is the best thing you could do if you have mental health problems. So that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a great day. What is the best piece of advice on this list? I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10, and goodbye.